Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Albert Pereira. I'm a licensed realtor of 25 years living and working in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia with eXp Realty. And in this video, we'll discuss the market statistics for the Kamloops and District Real Estate Association for December 2020 with a year-end wrap-up. Before we get started, I just want to give you a small heartfelt message and say thank you for the many years of success and support that I have enjoyed in Kamloops, and to wish you and yours a very happy and prosperous 2021 moving forward, because 2020 was a bit of a stinker. And I wanted to also remind you that it costs you nothing extra to work with someone who has many years of experience, 25 plus in my case, and a broker's license. So please use me to your advantage and reach out and ask questions, because I love helping people and solving problems. Let's get started. Now, for those of you that don't want to get into that nerdy numbers and endless statistics, I'll give you a quick overview of the numbers. As you can see on your screen, the number of units sold for December 2020 was 120, which is an increase of 73.9% over the same month last year. The average price was $617,000, which is up 31.8%. Dollar volume was $74.1 million, which is 129.3% increase December over December last year. And the number of new listings was 93 versus 80. And days on market was 66 versus 60. Now, in terms of the single family category, year-to-date numbers for 2020, there were 1,777 units sold, which is just a 0.6 increase over the year before. And the average price is up to $546,968, which is 11.1% versus last year. Dollar volume was $971.9 million, which is an increase of 11.8%. And new listings were 2,471 versus 2,490, so not much change there. The average days on the market was 62, and last year it was 54. Now, in terms of multifamily category, and this includes townhomes, apartment units, full duplexes, half duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, the numbers are slightly different. Units sold, there was 91, and that's up 56.8%. Again, December over December. Average price was $327,000, which is a 7.2% increase over last year. Dollar volume was $29.7 million, which is up 68.3% versus last year. And the number of new listings is 101 versus 87. Average days on the market is 84 versus 51. Year-to-date numbers for 2020 over 2019 was units sold 1168, which is 12.3% increase. The average price increased by 7.2% to $327,010. And dollar volume was up 20.4%, which is 381.9 million. Number of new listings is 1,634 versus 1,393, and the number of days on the market is 65 versus 51. Okay, let's get started with our association's press release, which is dated January 4th, 2021. The Kamloops and District Real Estate Association reports that a total of 211 residential unit sales were recorded by the Kamloops and District Multiple Listing Service in December 2020. This is a 66.1% above the numbers that were recorded in December 2019. The average MLS residential price in the area was $492,106, up by 25% from $393,515 recorded in the same month last year. Total sales dollar volume in December stood at $103.8 million, a 107.7% rise over 2019, which was $49.9 million. There were 194 new listings recorded by the Kamloops MLS last month. The real estate market typically slows down during the holiday season, but unlike any other December that I have seen, we have managed to attract a lot of buyers to the Kamloops region, and the demand for single-family homes continues to stand firm. After what has been a very unusual year in terms of real estate market behavior, we are expecting the trend of higher than usual sales numbers to continue through January 2021. We have ended the year strongly, and this has set us up perfectly for the next year. I can see that there is immense potential for Kamloops to continue growing into an attractive destination for prospective home buyers in 2021, and that was the message from our president, Wendy Runge. December 2020 sales figures reveal that there has been a 25% jump in the average sales price for residential properties in Kamloops, and the experts predict this number to grow in 2021, Runge added. Yes, the average sales price in the region has increased by 25%, but that number is true for December only. This can be attributed to more homes selling in the 600,000 plus range last month. This has also led to the average price for single-family homes to shoot up to $617,026. Year to date, the average sales price increase in Kamloops and district stands at 8.7% for 2020, which is the rate at which the average residential price has been increasing here, unquote. With COVID-19 vaccines now available, 2021 is predicted to be a better year for real estate sales as compared to 2020. Thanks to consistent efforts of the BC government, realtors are prepared to continue our work in the first 6 months of 2021, even as restrictions continue. More than sales, our main concern as we move into 2021 is the shortage of inventory, and we'll discuss that later, as the demand continues to be high. I am hoping that more people will want to sell their homes once the vaccination becomes readily available in the next few months. Until then, we can expect the inventory to be low and average prices to be high. It will be interesting to see how the market behaves over the next couple of months, added Runge. Year to date, Kamloops and District residential sales dollar volume was up 14.1% to $1.3 billion compared to the same period in 2019. Year to date, residential unit sales numbers surpassed 2019's figures for the first time in November last year, stood at 2,945 units. The average MLS residential price was up 8.7% to $459,732 year to date. Active listings at the end of December 2020 was 970. Now let's get into those numbers. Now, for those of you who are statistics nerds like myself, I'll go over these more detailed numbers about the residential market, and these are the stats for December only, and they go from 2011 to 2020. And you can see that sales activity, has climbed nice and steady over the years, and that new listings is relatively static, but at the higher end of the range. Active listings is way down from 2011. They've come all from 1820. They've come all the way down to 612 for active listings for December only, and the months of inventory is down to just 2.6 months of inventory if the current rate of sales continues, and that's down from a high of 23.1 months in 2012. If I go too fast here, just stop YouTube and you can look at these numbers in more detail, but I don't want to drone on and on. This gives us the average price and median price going back to 2011, and as you can see, starting in about 2016, things started to move higher, and there was a bit of a spike here earlier this year, and maybe we're going to start leveling out. I can't say, I'm terrible at predicting, but the numbers are nice and steady in terms of increases over the years, and will definitely break the 450 median price here, maybe 500 in the years ahead. In terms of sales activity, December year to date, there was 3,044 units sold versus 2,067 in 2011, but it seems to me the average was around 2,500 if you look at the last 9 years. New listings were down to 4,176. Active listings December year to date is down to 970, which is low, but not too low for comparing to the last 3 years. Months of inventory is down to 3.8 versus a high of 12.3, 12.5. Now, in terms of sales activity, the volume was 238. In December of 2019, it was 53.5, and December of 2010, it was 147.9. Average price has been steadily increasing, but compared to these numbers here, you can study these numbers a little bit on your own. For those of you who are really into the numbers, even at this level, I don't study it too much because I find that the numbers can fluctuate a fair bit, and you can't read too much into the data, into telling you what's going to happen in the future. Nobody knows. The number of active listings is 970, as we said before, and the sales to new listings ratio is 72.9. Now we have 3.8 months of inventory, and the average price is $458, with the median price being $431. Now remember, this is the residential market activity. Now in terms of single family market activity, this is just single family homes only. You've got 2011, there were 65 for December only versus 136. 2011 and 2020, again, new listings was sitting around 100, and we're not too far off of that. Active listings were down to 290, and that is fairly dramatic. If you're a buyer, there's not much to look at, and if you're a seller, it's a great time to sell. Months of inventory, we have 2.1 months of inventory if the market continues to sell at the rate we're selling now versus a high of 22.4. Average median price is pushing almost 600,000. The median price is sort of in the low 500s. But again, you're seeing slow and steady increases, and this is just in the single family category only. In terms of single family sales activity, we have 1,837 December year to date, and that's not too far off the average. And new listings is down to 2,518 versus it looks like about an average of about 3,000. Active listings is down to 567, and I think the average would be about 1,000 normally. So again, a seller's market. Months of inventory is down to 3.7 months, and I think the average there is running around 9 months of inventory. So again, very strong seller's market. Here are the stats again for single family, and I will let you ponder that by pausing and looking at those numbers on YouTube if you choose. Well, there you have it. The market statistics for the calendar year 2020 and December 2020, and it was a banner year for sales. But if you told me at the beginning of the COVID-19 restrictions early last year that we were going to have a banner year, I would have told you were nuts. But here we are. It's a fantastic time to be a seller, but in many cases you have to buy, and that can be a tough nut to crack. So please reach out and use my experience and skills to help you. And if you're a buyer looking to get into the market, you need to act quickly on homes that work for you and get them under contract. And then you can work on your financing and inspections and all those other things. But if you don't have it under contract, you've got nothing. So please reach out to me in the show notes below or at the end of this video. Thank you for watching.